Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Day 9 TV, in coordination and association with the illustrious and awesome TeamLiquid.net, do present to you another round of 8 match in the King of the Beta. This time, it is between the only foreigner who was able to be in the top 16 of the Heart of the Swarm ladder, along with 15 other Koreans. It is Root Gaming's Minigun. And up in the top left, it is one of those Koreans that made up the other 15. It is the now teamless Polt, who has pretty much been rocking up absolutely everyone that he has played against. Really thrilled to see how this is going to pan out. Given that both these players are pretty prominent figures in the current Heart of the Swarm community, the map is going to be Daybreak. Now, in terms of the new strategies that can be utilized, most notably I would say that right around up here, planting pylons to construct a proxy Stargate is a really nice way to do harassment damage to the Terrans early on, because I guess I'd back up and say that most of the openings in Heart of the Swarm revolve around what is the Terran player going to do. There's the one barracks early expand that pretty much everyone knows about, that looks like Polt is already teasing the consideration of doing. And with that going down, there's the Mothership Core harassment. How do you use just plain old slow Marines to be able to defend this flying unit? There is the Oracle and Void Ray pressure at the front that can be very problematic, and it looks like Polt's already going to be doing a little bit of differences. There is the refinery going down, so this could signal a number of things. I think most notably early Widow Mine pressure, very potent given the fact that the Widow Mine, now with that damage boost upgrade, can one-shot a lot of critical units. Of course, Minigun going to get in there right away and start dealing some damage. We can even see over in the APM tab that Minigun, not sweating it too much, just playing at a pretty cool 183. Polt notorious for being one of the slower pro gamers, most of them hanging up at the 300s. Polt's chilling down at the 150s. So Minigun now doing the standard structure, nothing too alarming with this, except most notably, look at this placement already, gateway creating little wall areas that can be filled in with units, buildings, and of course most notably, etc. Is Polt going to go Reaper? Ah, he actually is going to build a Reaper. Reapers, despite doing such little damage, are actually so fast that you need to build a lot of defensive stalkers early. In Wings of Liberty, a lot of players would go Zealot and then straight into Sentry. Most players would go Zealot and then a single stalker and then go straight into Sentry production. But here in Wings of Liberty, excuse me, here in Heart of the Swarm, a lot of people are going for Stalker. Favoring getting 2 stalkers up right away. Whoa, Minigun's actually going for a really fast Mothership Core. And then a stalker. And is Gateway really going to be the last one? That's a super crazy play. I mean, 1 Gate Reaper expand was common in Wings of Liberty. In Heart of the Swarm, now you have a new and improved Reaper. Ooh. Interesting to note that there's actually almost no defense right now for Polt. He has 2 Marines up, but I honestly think a single Mothership Core could easily deal with this. And there it is, the Mothership Core. Oh, barely is not able to kill off the Reaper, and now Minigun is going to set himself down and expand. There's Stalker number 2. Again, most players are favoring Stalker before ending up transitioning up to some sort of Sentry play, but right away Minigun begins to bring the noise with a Mothership Core. Curious to find out why the Mothership Core went down. Energy does replenish at around the rate of 1 every 2 seconds. So you need 100 seconds to get enough energy for the first photon overcharge, and then you need 200 seconds to get the second photon overcharge up. So is Minigun getting this early to be able to have 2 photon overcharges for some early pressure? And now we're finally seeing Polt begin to go for that ever-infamous Widow Mine starport. Dropping mines in the base is a real pain. Minigun now has solid scouting vision of what's going on in the center of the map, and looks like he'll apply a little bit of pressure, but not before going for a robo facility. This is awesome. Ordinarily, you need 3 gateways to be able to defend yourself properly against all the early aggression that can be hurled at you, but right here, Minigun, knowing that this Mothership Core will not be able to throw down just 1 but 2 photon overcharges for defense, is going to be really nicely placed to go for a ridiculously fast Colossus, or even a ridiculously fast Observer, going for 1 gate straight into Robo. And he gets And I cough and I inhale my own saliva and nearly die. But we did see Minigun was able to take out one of those key mines. Looks like Medevac's coming up. The transition into Marine Marauder, already preparing by getting the tech lab for the stim. Right now, I'd actually say that Polt is feeling very much so in the dark, has not seen any additional gateways. Finally, just suicides the Reaper in to get a good sense of what's up. Sees the fast Colossus, or excuse me, sees the fast Robo Bay, signifying fast Colossus of some sort. And ooh, Minigun with an uncharacteristic misclick. Kind of sending his units away from the Reaper, and does manage to let it get the good scout up. In the meantime, mines continue to be produced. 2 Widow Mines out right now, 2 more en route, the other 2 up in this medevac. Given that this is one of the most common plays in Heart of the Swarm right now, going straight for those medevac drops with the Widow Mines, I anticipate that Minigun should have at least somewhat of a clear sense of what he wants to do to be able to defend it. Where is the Mothership Core? Now floating up there by the natural expansion. And the mines come right in. And there's the burrow. Oh no, and will it target the sentry? Oh, it manages to get 5. Count them 5 of those wonderful little probes. And it looks like the medevac. Oh, will go down! Oh my god, are you serious? Polt lost his medevac? In the meantime, we see that Robo Bay and Forge are down right now. Observer heading directly towards the natural. See you later, Widow Mine. It got, in fact, no kills. And Corporal Widow Mine down south. Looks like he will be getting 2 more. Wow, last second pullback by Minigun. Widow Mine did not really do that much damage. Polt actually didn't get too much of an edge from that, but with that opening, Polt has a clean opportunity to transition straight into the 5 racks play, which is exactly what he does. The real danger is he has no 3rd command center ordinarily. We will want that started before 11 minutes. But I mean, literally no real add-ons even done yet for Polt. He's going to have to really kick into high gear. I mean, there's a 3rd command center going down, but he doesn't have any units. He's relying pretty heavily on those Widow Mines. Right now, Minigun is going for the Colossus production. Going for +1 ground weapons. We'll need +1 air weapons soon enough. Not air weapons. +1 armor to deal with those pesky Marines. Polt is a real lover of the Marauder in this matchup, though. Most players tend to favor the Marines getting 3 reactors, but here we see 3 tech labs. An attempted push-up. Mothership Core up on the high ground. Notice how much energy that bad boy has. Looking just fine in terms of the defense for Minigun. Now, Minigun has some important choices coming up right now. Polt has complete map control. He has vision. He has supply lead. All Minigun really has is freedom at this point in time. Freedom to maybe expand, but more often than not, just tech up and continue to build his gateway and basic infrastructure count. We're seeing Polt actually stim to get up to the front lines. There's a second stim. It looks like Polt has suddenly decided that there's a huge fear, there's some sort of counterattack, which makes a lot of sense. It's already at 11:30. Soon to be 12 minutes and no 3rd expansion down. I think that's a reasonable read from Polt that something crazy could be going on. He's going to see the 2 Colossus and say to himself, geez, I really hope there's no all-in coming. Preemptively begins stockpiling up the starports.
Upgrade complete.
And Blink going down for Minigun. Now, Blink's an interesting upgrade because it's becoming increasingly necessary against the Terran players. There's this weird dichotomy going on in the new Heart of the Swarm matchup where, with all the new defensive tools, namely the Mothership Core and that Photon Overcharge, you'd think that you can expand more against Terran, be able to turn your Nexus into a giant cannon and hold strong. But likewise, the Ignite Afterburners upgrade, the speed boost for those medevacs, makes it a lot more potent for the dropping. So suddenly Blink is a really critical upgrade, and we see 3 more gateways going down for Minigun. He's getting the core defensive setup. Colossus with range, and 6 gates with Blink Stalkers. It reminds me of MC in early 2011. But I don't think Polt's going to be having any of that. He's immediately trying to apply a little bit of aggression at the front. In the main base, we see 3 more barracks going down. Is there any even other tech path? Nope, no more starports. Ooh, no cancel on the Nexus. No more ghosts. Polt tries to poke in, sees that there's stalkers up on the high ground, and retreats. And what's nice about the position Polt's in is Polt's saying, okay, if I continue to apply more and more and more and more pressure, there's virtually zero way that you have any other choice than to all-in me. And that's exactly what Polt wants. He wants to engage when the all-in is coming right at a minigun's base, force additional force fields down, pick off extra units. Minigun not falling for it, going for the Templar Archive, chrono boosting up that armor, having Colossus, Zealot, Sentry, all the same speed units, 2.25, all hanging together. The only thing that he's splitting up are these Blink Stalkers. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Ah! Minigun just moved down his units at the exact instant that Polt began to step up into the main base, and there we see a couple of Stalkers there to greet him. Polt not even going to risk it. Oh, he is going to risk it. The exact opposite of what I said. But one shot, and then Polt pulls back. Continuing to inspect this expansion, a couple of Templar get morphed in at the high, or at the front. Polt's going to have none of that, begins to step right into the action. And Colossus cleverly hiding behind this edge. Drop up in the main base. Blink Stalkers turned out not to be enough. Photon overcharge. Huge engagement up at the top side, and it looks like Minigun is getting a decent angle, but right now just doesn't have the unit count. He's trying to pick off all of the Vikings, but no, now everything's picking it off, and there's the good game. Polt, in his trademark mid-game domination, brings the series to +1 in his direction. I mean, Minigun, a solid player in his own right, but really unable to withstand the amount of pressure that Polt's putting on him. Polt, interestingly, not even going too crazy with the new units, sticking largely to Marine Marauder Medevac, but it's the emergency thrusters, the Ignite Afterburners, the speed Medevacs that are giving him all the presence on the map. Let's head into game number 2 and see if Polt can close it out.